energy. So we're gonna get started on our backs. Before you go there, if you have like a something like an old T-shirt or really anything that is stretchable that you don't mind stretching, I've got like a little elastic band. You could have if you have a strap. If not, it's okay. We'll make do. But if there's something lying around that looks convenient and usable, it might be nice to have it along. And then I'm also going to post a playlist in the chat if you want to play along with it. You can. So it's in there. And once you're ready and you've had a second or two to adjust, go ahead and come onto your back. Stretch yourself out for a few moments and breaths. Let the body stretch wide, letting the legs splay apart and the arms float away from the sides, creating wings for yourself. Reclining into the support of the earth, allowing yourself to be received and held on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Having made it to your mats when you could be doing anything else and knowing that the rest of the evening's ahead of you, perhaps that gives you an opportunity to luxuriate in the capabilities of your body, wherever it takes you throughout this practice. So take a big breath in, fill up through the heart space. Make a sigh, let that escape the lips, let it drip through your entire body as you settle in. Let it remind the body to become awake, sparking unfound things that might want to move or squiggle or get some breath. You can send the breath out to those thirsty places. Feel a big breath in, let the shoulders drop, let the shoulder blades press gently down into the mat. Tuck the tailbone under, press your low back into the floor. Feel the breath rising and falling the chest as the heart beats. And let your exhales sink you a little deeper into the floor that supports you. Noticing the constitution of the mind and where it seems resistant, where it seems like it embraces things, where it seems like it catches on things like snagged. Notice if the breath can begin to unhook the mind from those snags. Just inviting it to join you. Remembering to take care of your body and finding some levity in these poses. A little bit of humor, a little bit of fun and playfulness. Even the word in Sanskrit for play sounds fun. It's like there's a word called onomatopoeia that I learned that I love the sound of, and it means that the word sounds like what sound the word makes. So the tintinnabulation of the bells, tintinnabulation sounds pretty evocative of what tintinnabulation is. The bells, bells, bells. So the word for play in Sanskrit is lila. Lila, lila, lila. So I'm embracing the spirit of this word as you move through your practice, don't automatically discount that you can't go further in a pose, but then also don't force yourself into anything that would constrict the breath or the body or make it sad. And invite your Ujjayi breath in. Begin to move, just tiny moves at a time. Draw the knees into your chest, flex the feet, the thighs a squeeze, some circles on the low back. Unhook the arms from the shins. Stretch the arms overhead and let the legs stretch long. Reach through the hips. Flex through the heels. Awareness in the belly as you roll the ankles and the wrists. Deep breath in and out. Bring your feet to the floor. And just take a moment to cross your right knee over top of the left knee, like you were hanging out. And then with knee crossed over knee, you'll draw your knees into your chest and flex the feet to get a bit of a stretch. Now you can stay here, or you can take your hands and bring them somewhere mid-leg, like on the calf, or you could bring them to the ankles, or if the heels, the outside edges of the feet, feel accessible, you can do that as well to deepen the hip stretch. Gomukhasana legs, a nice hip opener. Even though it's a little deeper one to start, just go at your own pace. You could even not grab onto anything. Flex the feet, draw the toes towards your face, and let the earth support you as you press your shoulders down into the floor. Big inhale and sigh. Another one of those. Big inhale and sigh. Uncross the knees. Bring your left foot back to the floor and send your right leg up and overhead. The left foot is anchored to the floor with the left knee bent, and right leg is just straight up in the air. If that doesn't make sense, you can. Oh, okay, you can see. You can reach to the back of your thigh and give your hamstring a nice stretch, interlacing the fingers, pressing your heel up towards the ceiling, again, drawing the toes back toward the face. Big inhale here, maybe stretch the heel a little bit higher, draw the thigh in a little bit more. And exhale, sigh. Send your right leg towards the ground. So the right leg is straight out in front of you. Press your left foot into the floor. Just keep your hips up. Feel the connection in the core as you press into that bottom foot. Quadriceps fire up. Big inhale. And then bring your butt back down to the floor. Let the knees windshield wiper from side to side with the feet about as wide as your mat. Still flexing the feet and give you a nice stretch through the hips, the hip points, and even down into the groin. Breathing all the while, reminding yourself to come back to Ujjayi breath, victorious breath. One more sequence of knee drops over to each side. And then bring your feet back to the floor and lift your left knee, close it over top of the right knee, forming this little clothespin shape again. Knee crosses knee, or let's say shoelace. And then draw the knees into your chest. Let the right heel drift over to the left side of your mat. Just a bit. So in other words, if you were sitting on the floor and the feet were on the floor, the feet would be on either side of your hips. Reach down if you'd like for shins or ankles or outside edges of feet. Take inhale in and exhale, sigh. Hook the backs of the shoulder blades into the floor. Feeling any degree of stretch in the connection between the hamstring and the low glute. Inhale one more time and exhale, sigh. That's it. Unhook the knees. Bring your right foot to the floor. Levitate the left leg straight up towards the sky, unbending the knee. And reach around back for your left thigh, interlacing the fingers behind the thigh. Drawing the toes towards your face, flexing the left heel up toward the ceiling. Maybe you draw the thigh, encouraging a little further towards the belly. Breathe in and out. One more inhale here. And exhale, release the clasp of the hands. Bring the hands alongside the hips. Maybe scoot your right foot out of it. Press into your right foot. Let your left leg come straight down to the ground. And just feel the energy in your core firing up as you press into the right foot. Lift up through the hips. Flex the left foot. Draw the toes towards your face. And then exhale, come on back down. Draw your knees to your chest. And roll over through one side. Just press yourself up to sitting. And if you have something that could serve as a reducer of the space between your hands in the form of a towel or a shirt or anything that might be useful, grab onto that. And you're going to cross your right knee again on top of your left knee. So same shoelace position that we did, Gomukhasana legs when we were on our back, except this time our butt is on the floor. So just go at your own pace with this hip opening. It's a good amount of hip opening for opening shapes. Yeah, get yourself settled there. So again, right knee is on top of the left knee. I'm mirroring you, so it should look like my right knee is on top. All right. And then reach your arms up. Take whatever you have along with you. You're going to take your right hand on your left elbow. Drawing the fingertips on the right hand between the shoulder blades. Lining up the elbow as much as the body permits with the center line of the head and the spine. And then reach your left arm out to a T. Bend the elbow down, reach behind you. It may take a second to find whatever you've used to tether. And then you can walk the hands as far apart or as close together as you'd like, depending on the stretch you want. Big inhale here, and exhale here. Let the crown of the head lengthen you. Let your heart tilt up toward the sky, drawing the elbows further into the midline. If you want to walk the hands a little closer together, you can. Flex the feet. Feel that stretch in the hips, waking the thighs up. And exhale. You're going to unhook the hands. Let whatever you have drop off to the side. You're going to take a gentle twist to your right. Bringing left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Firing up the energy along the spine like a lightning bolt. And on your exhale, deepen your twist just a smidge more as you peel the right hip back along with the right shoulder. Making space for breath to flow across the front of the heart. Again, reflex the feet. Press the left forearm into the right outer thigh. And exhale will release. Come back out of your twist to center. So you're just going to lean back into the hands and simply switch the cross of the legs. So now it's the left leg that comes over top of the right leg or knee. Don't be surprised if this side's completely different. It is for me. This side's a lot more tight. then grab your prop if you have something handy. If you don't have something handy, you could always just grab onto your shirt when you reach around. And then we'll reach the left arm up alongside, or arms alongside the ears. Bring your towel or whatever you have into your left hand and reach the right hand to the left elbow. So drawing the elbow in line, maybe the fingertips reach for the shoulder blade, already flexing the feet to feel that stretch in the hip. And take your right arm off to the right. Thumb faces down, and then reach behind you and find that prop or find the straps on your shirt. It's the hand grip here. Feel the elbows draw into the midline. Press the back of the head towards your elbow and forearm. Sit up nice and tall. And exhale along the spine. So in this shape, in eagle pose, or excuse me, in Garudasana, cow facing pose, there's a lot of tension going on. You're all kind of wrapped up here, but it does help to open the shoulders and the hips quite a bit. So use your breath to lean into this shape. Big inhale. Allowing the breath to soothe any discomfort. Feel this pose remind you you can rise to any occasion. Guided by breath and presence of mind in your yoga practice. Not just physical, but mind opening as well. Then release the clasp of your hands. It'll feel really nice now to unhook the hands and take a twist to your left. Bringing the outside of your right forearm to the outside of your left thigh, and using that to leverage your twist around. Squeezing out the belly, the kidneys, the liver. Detoxifying. Heel your left shoulder away from your right shoulder. Allow that to swirl the heart around and up. And exhale. One more inhale to feel the spine spring up. And exhale to unravel the twist. Just unwind, unhook your legs, and come onto hands and knees for some cat cows. Everybody okay with the sound for now?
I feel like there's someone who could be muted. There's a lot of background noise, and I'm having trouble hearing you.
Okay. Let's see if everybody checks their mute button and make sure it's on. Actually, I think I can just mute all. I always do that when I'm a participant.
I think now you're muted.
Okay, I think we're good now, right? Yes, awesome. Okay. So coming onto hands and knees, spread your fingertips nice and wide, find your anchor point, and let your belly drop. Let your collarbones spread wide as your gaze lifts up. Exhale, push it to the floor, let the spine round, let your chin tuck and your gaze drop. Inhale, feel that nice stretch as the spine arches and you look to the sky. And exhale, pour the breath into the hands, navel in and up. Inhale, arch the spine, tilt the gaze, and exhale, round. Take some hip swivels, some pivels, that's good too. Letting the head become involved, letting the neck swirl in both directions. Maybe even coming forward to let the hip points drop can feel really nice. Doing that now, so if that doesn't make sense, by voice, you can look up here. Couple more rounds of breath in your cat-cow to get warmed up. And then come back to still. So you're gonna let your left toes and forming a little 45-degree angle. Untuck your toes and bring your left hand underneath of your face. Extend your right leg off to the right and roll to the outside edge of your foot. Then reach your right arm up to the sky and allow your right arm to drift behind you. Feel that nice stretch through the right side of the hip flexor as you roll onto the outside edge of the right foot and let a little lift come into the arch. Fall back and open, and exhale here. Now reach your right arm alongside the right ear, so stretching a long trajectory through the right fingertips all the way through the outside edge of the right foot. Feel your armpit curl into your face, and maybe you want to walk the left hand a little bit further forward, and you can levitate the right leg if you'd like. When you lift the right leg, it'll help with balance if you flex the foot. You can pause here, levitating, or reach around for that right foot as the right knee bends. So this is a spiral as the left rib spiral around towards the sky. You use breath to keep your balance. Big inhale here as you draw the foot in towards the sit bone. The top of the foot presses back into the hands. Wherever you are, breathe into the space around you. And then if you have the foot, release it. We'll come back down onto hands and knees. And then again, you're going to take your left hand right underneath of your face. For the weight into the left hand, reach your right arm up. And you're going to thread your right arm underneath of your left arm. So the right arm is going to come to the floor and the left hand is going to walk out in front of you. You can always bring your head to the floor for this little thread the needle pose. Feel the breath course through the low back on the left side, reaching through with the right hand. If you want, you can lift the left arm up, keeping the right forearm and the shoulder on the ground. And you can also bend the top arm. That would be the left arm. Find what you find. Left hand meets the low back to deepen your twist. Or maybe scooches around to find the outside of the right thigh crease. Breathe in and breathe out. Now walk your left hand back, unthread the right arm, punctuate the exercise by reaching the right hand up. Nice. Right hand comes down. And we'll do 2 rounds of cat-cow with the toes tucked under, hip points drop, heart feels open, gaze lifts. Press the floor away around the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, arch, tilt the heart up. And exhale, round. Come back to neutral. And this time, turn your right toes off to the left, forming that same kickstand, 45-degree angle with the right shin. Bring your right hand underneath your face and extend your left leg long out to the left. Rotate to the outside edge, the pinky toe edge of the foot, lift up on the arch, and reach your left arm alongside your reach your left arm up at first. It'll feel nice to let the arm drift behind you. And exhale here. Maybe the leg begins to levitate as you lift the left leg up. The foot flexes, and you can bring your arm alongside your ear. Switch the order of the body parts there, so feel how that feels different. Pause here, leaning some weight into the right forearm and right shin, or reach around to the top foot and grab onto it. Pressing the foot away from you, drawing the right side of the heart around. Swivel your heart, perhaps you look up. Big breath in wherever you are. Nice, everyone. Exhale, hand and foot and shin and knee come back down. This time the right hand stays in front of the face, the left arm reaches up, and the left hand comes underneath. Left arm comes underneath the right arm. Coming to rest on the outside of the left forearm, outside of the left shoulder, walk your right hand out to the top of your mat. You can even table tent the fingers to leverage your twist around. Draw your right hip back. Breathe in. And out. And in. And out. Yep. So if you want to bring the right arm into it, now's the time to take that opportunity. Right arm reaches up. Elbow bends and hooks around to find something that feels smooth and invites the breath to stay smooth. My voice is going to modulate a little bit. It might be a little too loud at times, but I'll try to keep it level, especially as we come towards standing. Wherever you are, unthread the bottom arm. Reach it back up to the sky. And then bring that hand back down to the mat. Coming back to hands and knees, you'll just tuck the toes under. And then turn the inner wrist crease on the right hand forward. So keep the left fingertips facing forward. Give a little stretch back if that feels good. Or get plenty of stretch here just by staying level. And then turn your right fingertips forward. Let your left fingertips spin back, getting a stretch through the wrists. And then on this side, if it feels good to bring the back of the hand towards the floor and get that nice stretch through your forearm. Make sure you're only doing one hand at a time. And do that stretch with the opposite hand. Left palm comes down. Turning the hand upside down, gingerly leaning back. Really good for typing hands. Breathe in. And out. And then unhook the hands and take them about a handprint out. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. Keep your toes tucked under. Just hover the knees off the floor about 2 inches. Feel that fire up the belly. And feel your triceps roll in towards each other as your biceps roll open. Let your head drop. Let your belly draw back to your thighs. Keep the knees bent. Lift the hips a little higher as you press up and out of the hands. So then begin to bipedal the knees and the feet. Coming towards your first upside down V shape, moving into it slowly. Wiggling the jaw, bobbing and weaving the head, nodding it. And slowly, 1 foot at a time, begin to walk your feet to the top of your mat. When you get to the top of your mat, let your body collapse and fold in half. Separate your feet wide enough that you can sway the body side to side. Even letting the limbs skim the floor, fingertips as well. Nice. Nice sway and bob. Feel any tension drip down the back of the heart, out the back of the neck, out of the jaw. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue. Feel that release a little bit more, dumping it out, any sludge. And then press into the feet. Let your body draping come up towards standing. Leave your head behind until the very last moment. And then you roll your shoulders open. And come to the top of your mat for mountain pose. Keep your old t-shirt or whatever you have close by. Preparing for sun salutation A, a few rounds. Press your feet into the floor, reach your arms out and up, stretching, reaching for the sky. Swan dive your arms or pull your hands through heart center, fold in half. Inhale, lean forward as you press the hands to the shins, come halfway up. And exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to downward facing dog. Keep your vinyasa nice and easy at first. Ripple forward to a high plank like the top end of a push-up. Lower knees, chest and chin to the floor, or some variation that's smooth. Scooch to your belly, find your baby cobra. Embrace this familiar pose as the shoulders feel open. And exhale, bow to yourself for the first time through a vinyasa. Let the breath go. Treating it like an old friend in a new pose for the first time. Breathe in and let it go. With your inhale, rise to your toes. With your exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and step the feet or hop the feet between the hands. Come halfway up, stretch the spine, and exhale, fold into yourself. Press through the feet, amp the arms, reach them out and up overhead, catch breath, and use that to dive forward, folding in half, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale, step or spring the feet back. You can choose to move through your first low push-up, Chaturanga Dandasana, into baby cobra or upward facing dog. Peel the shoulders open. Let your gaze tip down as your hips lift high, downward facing dog. With your inhale, rise to the toes. With your exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step the feet or hop the feet between the hands. Let the heart shine halfway up. And exhale, dive in half. Inhale, you press through the feet, rise through the heart, arms reach out and up. And exhale, fold in half. Inhale, hands to shins, lean forward, lift the chest. Exhale, hands to floor. Your choice, vinyasa, getting used to these, and also getting used to actually making a choice about what's good for you. Go slow with the breath leading, not the body. Walk your feet one footprint closer into your hands, just a tiny footprint. We'll practice hopping here. Just as a practice. So remember, you're daring to go just a tiny smidge forward, not into some revelatory pose. Even if the feet come a little bit off the ground, that's just fine. Rise onto your toes with your inhale. As you bend your knees, look forward. And inhale, hop the feet a little bit off the floor. Get used to that motion. Yes, nice. And once you get used to donkey kicking the feet, maybe you think about each time landing a little bit softer or slower. Let your neck be soft. Let your confidence be high and soar. Maybe you find a little hover point. And then walk the feet back into your regular downward facing dog. We'll sweep the right leg up and back and step the right foot forward between the hands. Drop your knee to the floor, untuck your back toes, and come up into your lunge. Sinking down into your left hip, pressing firm into your front foot. Press up out of that front foot. And take the arms behind you. Interlace them at your low back. Press your palms, lift your heart. Soften the shoulders down. Press into the front foot again. Lean up. And maybe you drift back a bit, shining the heart up towards the sky. We'll unthread the arms, sweep them up alongside the ears now, and take your arms out to a T. The right elbow will cross underneath the left elbow for some nice shoulder opening again. You can take eagle arms. Eagle arms can be one cross or two. Tuck your back toes under. Be careful and steady with your breath. Lift your back knee off of the floor. You might have to hop the back foot forward a bit. out in front of you and begin to hop that back foot forward. You'll draw your knee to your chest for an early eagle pose. You'll press the left knee on top of the right knee. Once, perhaps hook twice. It's an early one, so go easy. Flex the bottom or the top foot. Breathe in through the shoulders. Press the palms away from you. We're gonna unhook the arms alongside the ears. Reach your left foot back. Big inhale. Nice, guys. Left hand down, right arm up. Take a twist to your right, letting the right arm drift behind you. Feeling the left rib squeeze around to the right inner thigh. Big inhale here. And exhale right down, straighten the front knee. And draw your right hip back. So however far forward you choose to fold, just let the neck unwind and the back of the jaw, or the jaw, be soft. Maybe invite the left hip forward a bit. Maybe the toes come towards the face as the ball of the right foot reaches away from the ground, maybe not. Okay, so the right foot is forward now. We're gonna get the left foot forward in one of two ways. You can either switch kick the legs, or you can just simply step the back foot forward and then step the right foot back. Inhale here, switch kick looks like this. Now the left foot is forward. We'll just give that leg and that hip a little bit of relief, nice. Begin to pour the weight into the front foot, let your right leg rise, standing split. Let the back of the neck be soft. Let the right leg get a little bit of a break. Don't worry about how high you lift it. But the bottom foot you want to energize. The belly you want to fire up. Feeling the left foot root you firmly into the ground. You're going to slowly draw your right knee towards your chest. Concentrate on that anchored left foot. Press the left foot into the floor. As you draw the right knee into the chest, come on up towards standing. We'll take tree pose with this right knee moving out to the right. Place your right foot to your left calf or your left ankle, or if you choose to slide the foot a little bit higher onto the inner thigh, you can. Feel a little stretch in your left hip and your hip flexor by drawing the right knee towards the wall behind you. Press down into the left foot and levitate the hands where you'd like them. Playing around here with Vrikshasana, tree pose. Coming back to simplicity. Beginner's mind, a great pose to remind us how much we love yoga. Easy to embrace. Your majesty, noting the differences between the poses when you're all wrapped up that maybe you don't choose as much. And then we're going to bring the right foot down to the floor and give the body a little bit of a shake out before we come back down. Bring your hands to your hips and you're going to send your left leg back. So right foot is forward, left foot is back. So from all sides. For Purvottanasana, pyramid pose. Stretch the arms out to a T. Thumbs face down and reach behind you for your wrists or your elbows. Whatever feels good. You could take reverse prayer if you'd like. Scoot your left hip forward, draw your right hip back, and tip forward over the front leg. Letting the back of the neck be soft and long. Punctuating the pose by tucking the chin towards the notch of the throat. Big breath in. And let the breath go. Let your neck relax again. Yes, exactly, Patricia. There you go. Chin to chest. Wherever you are, Unhook your hands, bring your hands to your hips. Redistribute the weight into the front foot. Let your left leg rise, warrior 3. You're going to step your left foot back into your crescent lunge again. Scoot your right foot off to the right and draw your arms behind you. Interlace them at your low back, lift your heart, press your palms together. You can stay here or swirl the arms up and overhead for humble warrior. Wherever you are, you breathe, you make space with your breath, allow it to color the shapes in. You might invite the right hip to draw back to the back corner of your mat as the left hip scooches forward. Breathe in through the back of the neck. And then release the hands to the inside of the front foot. That would be the right foot. All right. Right hand comes up. And the forearm comes underneath the inside of the knee. Left hand plants nice and strong. See about redistributing the weight over to the right side. Reach your left arm out to the left. Yep, energize the back leg. And bring your left hand back down to the floor. Right arm reaches out. So you might have to come a little bit lower. If you want to reach the arms out to airplane arms, you can. Find what you find. Explore. Your hands are so close, they can catch you if you fall, as always. Nice. Breathe in. And breathe out. You're going to unthread your hands and pivot onto the heel of the back foot. So the right hand can stay to the inside of the right foot, the left arm reaches up. Just for a nice open twist here. Let the body drift open. Maybe let your right forearm press to the inside of the right inner thigh to expand the hip. Breathe in as the arm drifts behind you. Press back through the back heel. We're going to lead with this left arm. Come on right up to warrior 2. And then straighten the front knee. Reach out with the right fingertips, stretching through the right side body. Right hand comes down. Left arm lifts you up into triangle pose. This should feel really nice to have that right knee unbent. And let your right ear rest on your right shoulder as you lean back. Triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Feel the outside edge of the left heel pressing down. Feel the crown of your head leaning to the top of your mat or lengthening you. Yeah, that's it. In the opposite direction as the crown of your head, can you feel the tailbone lengthen back to the back half of your head? Bring your left arm alongside your left ear. And use the inhale to come on up. So bring your hands to your hips. Soften into both knees and turn your toes in the same direction for a wide-legged forward fold to open the hamstrings. Squeeze the elbows like they could meet behind you, inviting the torso forward as you tip onto the toes and bring your hands towards the floor. So keep your fingertips facing forward. Fingertips line up with toe tips in Prasarita Padottanasana A. Or if you'd like, heels of hands walk back to heels of feet. So I saw some of you doing a different variation, and if that's what you want, feel free. That's well within the realm of possibility. So if you were doing something else in wide-legged forward fold, that's quite all right. I'm pretty open about that stuff. As long as you're not doing a completely different pose somewhere in the room and I can keep you safe, we're good. So breathing here. Daring weight forward to the toes. If you feel that lift on the inner arch, yeah, nice. That makes a big difference. The elbows squeeze and bend towards each other like chaturanga arms in a right angle. Breathe through the jaw. Tip the hips forward. And lift the backs of the sit bones. As if I could hear you breathe. Breathe in for me. And breathe out. On your next inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, catch your hands to your hips. You're going to turn your left toes off to your left. It looks like I have my right foot down, but it's actually my left. So look down at your left toes, turn them off to the left. Begin to bend into the left knee and swivel onto the heel of the foot. Bring your hands down to the floor for Skandasana. So we're on left side Skandasana. You got it. You can bring your hands to heart center. You could keep your hands on the floor. You could use this forearm to press into the inner thigh. Just don't press on your knee. Big inhale here. Yep, long sequence on this side, but deep hip opening, which will be worthwhile. Yep, if you'd like, and there's some other version of the pose, you could reach around and find a little half bind or bind. Breathing in, dial the toes up on the right foot. Nice. Unhook the hands if they're hooked. If not, you'll just swivel onto the ball of the right foot. Drop the back knee to the floor, untuck your back toes. And we'll come to a lizard pose for even a little bit more hip opening. So lizard pose can be up on your hands. If the hips feel the invitation, you could bring the right forearm down onto the floor or down onto something if you happen to be lucky enough to have a block or something you can lean on, like a pod or a hat box. Think about the torso being long and level. Think about your jaw and your neck relaxing. Breathe into the hips. Open up through the heart. Let this feel good. Let yourself be in wonder at your own body and how it invites you in. It may sometimes feel rigid, but believe me, if you showed up and you practiced this far, it's allowing you to do wondrous things. So either your right forearm or your right hand comes to the floor. Allow your left knee to drift off to the left. So you're going to have to roll onto the outside edge of the pinky toe edge of the left foot and lift the ball of your left foot up. Reach your left arm up as you press into your right forearm or right hand. Stay here in this twist or reach around for the back foot if that feels good, or monkey twist. Again, allow the left knee to drift out as you sink down through the hips. Draw the foot in toward the sit bone. Twirling the right ribs around. Breathe in. And let the breath go. Unhook the foot. Bring the right hand down wherever it is. Tuck the back toe, or you don't even have to tuck the back toes under. They're already tucked under. Lift the back knee. Keep the left toes turned open. Hands to the inside of the foot. You're going to step the back foot forward from Ralasana. So if the floor feels far away and your heels don't meet, you can narrow the feet a little bit. Make it a little bit easier as you come into Malasana. Hands come to heart center. Yeah, totally fine. Make you bobble a bit. So either way, whether heels are to the floor or not, let your heart spring up. Let your breath be golden, a thread tying you to your core, not just physically, but emotionally, metaphorically. Kind of like in the movies in outer space where the astronaut is tethered to the ship still. hand down, right arm up, expand. And right hand down, left arm up, swirl the heart. Hands come to the floor, hips lift to the sky. Narrow your feet about hip-width distance apart. We'll come to another hamstring stretch. So you'll take your napkin ring fingers, pointer finger and middle, hook to the inside of the big toe to form these little napkin rings. And the thumb wraps around those fingers. Lean forward, stretch your torso out and up. Maybe that means you bend the knees. And invite your belly to fold over the thighs as the head comes towards the ground. So forward fold, Padangustasana, big toe lock. Breathing in and breathing out. In these forward folds, whether wide-legged or narrow-footed, daring weight forward into the toes can help you lean into the stretch a bit. Notice if you're craning the neck here. Tuck your chin to the chest. Yes. Shake the head, yes and no. Remind the shoulders to release and relax. That's it. Rather than thinking of forcing the knees to straight, as you dare the weight forward into the toes, feel like the tailbone could tip up. That's it. All right. So you're going to keep big toe lock on the right foot. If big toe lock comes out, that's totally fine. If you have something handy that you used at the beginning, you can always hook it underneath of the bottom left foot. Either way, begin to redistribute the weight into the ball of the right foot. Pressing, left foot in your case. Drawing the right foot along for the ride. So we're coming up with big toe lock on the right. If you lose the foot, no worries. It'll be a bit of a strength exercise for you. But if you want to extend the leg, you can. Yep, or it could look like Utthita Asana, Padangustasana, extended big toe lock. If the leg wants to drift off to the left, it can. Nice. Beautiful all around. If you're breathing, you're doing it. If the leg is off to the right, draw it back in. Allow the knee to begin to make its way back to bend and step your foot down. Give yourself a little shake before we come to the other side. You have a bit of a road back. It'll be a little more familiar. And then come to the top of your mat again. Not as many vinyasas, but lots of steadiness required, leaning on yourself. And for a moment in mountain pose, close your eyes and bring your hand to your belly, your hand to your heart, one to either. Let yourself reset here. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel the difference between the sides. Giving equal attention and liberty to both. Feeling the difference. Let's explore the other side. Float your eyes open. We'll inhale, reach the arms out and up, swirling them overhead. Fold in and down however you like. Inhale, we lift the hands to the shins, stretch the heart forward, and exhale, hands to the floor. Step or hop back, yogi's choice, moving through a vinyasa or none. So really take time to explore the vinyasa since there aren't as many. Really allow the breath to move the body and initiate all of the movements. Out of downward facing dog, swirl the left leg up and back and step your left foot forward between your hands, dropping onto the back knee, untuck your back toes. Come onto the left thigh for that deep lunge. Sinking down into the right hip, you press into the front foot, lengthen up, and take your arms behind you, interlace them at the low back, sink down, lift up, breathe in, let the breath go. Nice, soften the jaw. Unhook the arms, reach them alongside the ears, and take the arms out to a T. I'll come a little bit closer so you can hear me better. This time it's the left elbow that comes underneath the right elbow for eagle arms, once or twice. And concentrate on steadiness as you tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. Coming towards this crescent lunge with eagle arms. Begin to redistribute the weight into the ball of the front foot till the right knee comes along with you. Stack right knee on top of left knee. Once, maybe twice. Try not to spread my wobbly imbalance to you like a contagion. Which may not be the best metaphor for at a time like this. Breathe in, dialing left hip back, reaching right hip forward. And then unthread the arms, stretch back to your crescent lunge, full and deep. Right hand down, left arm up, into your twist, falling open, allowing the arm to drift behind you, allowing the right hips to tip around to the left inner thigh as you lean back. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in, and then you'll bring the left hand down to frame the front foot. The back foot will come forward, the front foot will replace it, so you can switch kick or just switch. Yep. And then begin to look forward, pour the weight into the right foot, the front foot, let the left leg rise to your standing split. Breathe in through the back of the heart space as you tilt forward over the front leg. Again, bottom foot presses into the floor. Left leg doesn't mind how much it lifts. But the left foot, right foot, stays supremely committed to the floor. You'll draw your knee into your chest. That's the left knee. Pour the weight into the right foot. Come on up. Allow your left knee to drift off to the left and hook your foot where it wants to go. For Vigorous, tree pose. Steady yourself. Bring hands to heart center. You want to play around with the levitation of the foot as well. Inviting it a little higher on the escalator you can. For the simplicity of this shape. Perhaps playing around with the arms. Softening down into the shoulders, let them come down. Let even your tongue drop down away from the roof of the mouth. Exploring the subtleties in this pose and what can smooth, aided by breath. Beautiful, guys. Allow your left knee to come forward. And step the left foot back. We're finding pyramid pose on this side. Allow your left hip to draw forward and your right hip to draw back. Reach your arms out to a T. Thumbs face down, hand finds hand. Or elbow to elbow, or hand finds elbow. Or reverse prayer. Tip your left hip forward, draw your right hip back. And begin to lean forward, torso over thigh, or pyramid shape. Parsvottanasana. Again, we keep length in the spine. As we breathe softness into the jaw, bowing the chin in reverence to the wisdom of the heart. Firing up the quadriceps. And looking forward, we'll come about halfway up. Begin to tip the weight into the right foot. Let the left leg rise into warrior 3. Just momentarily, find a breath here. And then step your left foot back. Yep, reach the arms up alongside the ears. Take your hands behind you, interlace them at the low back. Press your palms, lift your heart. Stay here or surrender the arms up and overhead, humble warrior. So it appears to me that somehow, I can't imagine how when I strung 20 poses together, that we did the right side for this lunge before. So I'm going to invite you to bring your hands to the floor and switch feet. So bring your left foot forward, step your right foot back. Yeah, and then come on back up. Even out this side, take the hands behind you, interlace them at your low back. Press your palms, swirl your heart up, humble warrior if you'd like. Draw your left hip back as your right hip tilts forward and you bend the front knee. Big inhale and exhale. Hands come to the inside of the foot and the foot might walk off to the left a little bit. Take your left arm and thread it underneath the inside of the left knee. Bring your hand to the floor. Try with both hands. Right arm up to right, left hand to the floor. And then tip over to the other side. The left arm comes off to the left. And then replace the left hand, right arm to right. Maybe the left hand reaches up and finds airplane arms. Yeah, perhaps pausing to play a bit. Letting that Nehila, that playfulness. Then you'll pivot onto the heel of the back foot. Bring your left hand to rest inside the left foot. Reach your right arm up for an open twist. Left forearm might press on left inner thigh, not the knee. If it feels like a bit too much, you could always bring the forearm onto the top of the left thigh. Breathe in, fall open and back. We'll lead with that right arm, come into warrior 2 on the left side. Bend into the front knee. Gratefully straighten that front leg. Leaning into your triangle pose, stretching the whole left side of the body, bringing the left hand down, right arm up, thumb stacks over the ear. Big inhale and exhale. Right, allow that right arm to lift you back up. You're going to turn your right toes off to the right. The right toes turn out. Begin to come to frame the front foot. That would be the right foot. Pivot onto the heel of the left foot, coming into Skandasana. So know that your right heel might not come to the floor. Mostly anatomy dictates this. So that's totally fine. You can still do the shape, and it still has the same effect. You can bring your hands to prayer. You can find some exploration here for a little half tuck. As always, finding breath, approaching these poses carefully. And then release your hands wherever they are. You're going to turn to face the right foot. Pull onto the ball of the back foot and let the left knee drop. Turn the right toes open to the right. You'll find lizard pose. Maybe that means the hands stay exactly where they are, like mine. Maybe it means you want to bring a forearm to the floor, or both. Either way, invite what brings space into the pose, not what constricts it. Sinking down through the left hip. Allow that right knee to drift off to the right, rolling onto the pinky toe edge of the right foot. Either left hand or left forearm plant. Right arm reaches up, allowing yourself to drift open. The arm glides behind you. The heart shines up. If you want to reach around for the foot, go for it. Inviting the left ribs to spiral up to the sky, whether you have the foot or not. One more big breath in. Let the breath sparkle. All right, hand comes down. So both hands come to the inside of the foot. When that back foot steps forward, we're going to step into Malasana again. I'll give you a moment to settle before we do our challenge shape and come towards the floor. So again, just like some of the poses, I've been a little bit ambitious to teach in 2 dimensions, but I've got my little handy thing that I'm going to use. It's just a dish towel, and I kind of twisted it a little bit. So we're in this little squat shape, and like all these poses, you kind of have to go a little bit at a time. So this is my left elbow. And I'm going to bring it underneath of my left knee. So now I've kind of got it same as when we did airplanes, but not. And then I've got the towel in my right hand, and I'm taking it around behind me. I'm going to catch it in my left hand. Yes. Okay, stay with me here. You're going to crab walk your feet towards each other. So the feet are parallel. You're going to pour the weight into your right foot, come up onto your left toes. Bring the weight into the right foot as the left leg and left foot come along with you. Heading towards bird of paradise pose. Yeah, that left leg might straighten. Beautiful. So there's 2 versions of this shape. One doesn't require flexibility, but it takes a lot more strength, and it can just look like this. Ooh, that's really harder for me than flexibility. You have your growth edge, and that's not mine. Step back. Oh, sorry, step forward. And check this out. We're going to come into the other side a little bit differently, so you might be able to access it a little bit easier, or it might be harder for you, so let each side be different. So this time the left foot is going to be forward, and it's going to be, no, the right foot is going to be forward. The left foot is going to step back. You're coming into basically a warrior 2 stance. This is my right hand this time. And then this is my left arm. I'm going to take my right elbow underneath my inside of my knee and reach around. It's just a half bind in this twisted form. Right, this time I'm going to look down at my right foot and step my back foot forward. So just know, if you want to dispense with the prop in your hands, you could always just reach for the fingertips. Redistribute the weight into the left foot. Go slow. Pour the weight into left foot. Bring the right foot along with you. Coming up towards bird of paradise or bird of paradise-ish. And let even that left knee dangle over. Or straighten the right leg if you'd like. Let it be fun. And then bring the foot back down when you're ready. Shake out. Let that effort sink in. Nice, everyone. We'll With the eyes closed, if you can remember, opposite hand to heart, opposite hand to belly, breathing in and out. Letting that side land, long sides. Feeling all the effort you need. Feeling into the rest of your weekend, reaching out to embrace it, whatever it holds. Release the arms at your sides. Feel the strength of mountain pose. Lifting you up, ground to sky. Sweep the arms out and up overhead. Lift your gaze. Dive into yourself, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lean the heart, come halfway up. And exhale, hands to the floor. Step or hop back. You can move through one final vinyasa if you'd like. Or you can just come to rest in your final downward facing dog. And then we'll come down onto the knees and take a child's pose. So as you sink into that child's pose, I'll give 2 offerings. I'm realizing I'm going to run just a few minutes late. If that's a challenge for you time-wise, I want to honor that time, and you could come to your few moments of rest in the form of Shavasana now. Otherwise, I'll offer a back bend before we come to Shavasana. Yogi's choice. Either way, just luxuriate in this downward-facing hero's pose. Regurgitating to yourself again and again and again that even heroes in this world need to rest. Human heroes we all are right now. Some of us on the front lines, some of us warriors in our own homes, in a good way. You're coming into final rest, come into that now. Or I'll offer a camel pose for our back bend. You can come up onto the shins. And the invitation is to tuck the toes, which makes the first camel just a smidge more accessible. Bring your hands to your hips and squeeze your elbows like they could meet behind you. Fluff the shoulders back and open. Let the inner armpits lift. Tilting back. Finding camel pose. If you'd like and the feet feel fairly close, you could reach around back for the heels. Letting the heels serve as a launching point for the heart as you tip the hips forward. Maybe the gaze drops back in space. Ustrasana, camel pose. Wonderful for provoking joy. Finally, tuck your chin to the notch of your throat. Sit back on the heels as you untuck the toes. Just close your eyes for a moment. Sink in. Close the eyes open. Take a little gentle twist to your right. Letting the right fingertips drift towards the floor behind you. Gazing right. Come back to center. Take a gentle, simple twist to the left. So letting all the effort begin to sink away from you. Any consternation with that last playful pose, let it float away. Release from your twist and swivel the feet around. We'll bring the feet to touch for our forward fold into Baddha Konasana legs, drawing heels towards the sit bones. Maybe reaching behind you to find a little tilt of the hips. If you want to take the feet before you fold forward, you can, or you can just walk the fingertips forward and hold for that nice stretch in your low back as you plunge into yourself. Exploring worlds inside of you, crystal caves, bright and expansive. Feel those crystals reflecting light up towards you from inside out. Imagining them sparkling with light that you can excavate anytime. And as slowly as you'd like, you'll make your way to your final rest. Perhaps throwing on some layers. Perhaps turning off your lights or drawing a shade. Letting yourself come back down onto the ground where we started. Same pose, but very different. Allow the body to spread out again. Allow the heart to sparkle up, inviting in whatever the day holds. Take a big breath in and let it go. As you release the hold on your Ujjayi breath, letting it go towards normal, whatever that means. Feel the chest rise and fall as you drift perhaps deeper and deeper into yourself. Exploring worlds both familiar as well as opening up unfamiliar territory and letting light in. smooth, inviting the shine back in. Taking small little sips of breath, one at a time. Allowing some movement to come back into the body parts as your own intuition tells you which parts to move. In a moment, stretch the arms overhead. Give yourself a nice yawn. Finally, draw your knees into your chest. Roll through one side and take a little rest. Take a little turn inward for a few breaths. Notice what you notice. Feel what you feel. Roll through one side with the eyes floated closed. Make your way up to a comfortable seat. As you come up to that comfortable seat, feel all the qualities of a goddess. Feel yourself majestic, your light shining, inner and outer glow. We'll close our practice with the sound of one Om to seal it in for the day. You can leave your hands resting on your thighs or join your palms at heart center in a gesture of gratefulness to yourself and to your other friends who are practicing with you. With an inhale, lift the heart into the thumb and take a sigh. Inhale. Put your heart up, invite in goodness. Maybe bring your thumbs to your eyebrows. Place of intuition. And bow to yourself, sealing in your practice for today. Namaste.